All right, so Sherri Shepard's story has been getting a lot more publicity and whatnot since she's left the View, and I'm starting to believe this is possibly why she left the View, because of what's going on in her personal life. But we're not gonna throw no stones at Sherri. No, I'm lying. We're gonna throw a couple bricks at her. But Sherri Shepard, I had a lot of abortions, or I had several abortions. Shepard, uh, we're gonna talk about the situation with her and her surrogate baby and her divorce between her and her husband, and then try to put some things into perspective. But we're gonna talk about Sherri some more. All right, so that's Sherri Shepard and her now soon to be, or probably already is, ex-husband. I think his name's Lamar Sally. And basically, the issue is that Sherri and Lamar ended their marriage. I don't even think they've been married 2 years yet. As you recall, Sherri Shepherd's the one who's on, talk shows talking about she wants a man that's not afraid to take her weave out and all this other nonsense. And apparently, I guess she got that type of brother, whatever. But her and her husband are going through a divorce, or they possibly already are. They're going through the financial part of that divorce. Obviously, Sherri is the primary breadwinner in that relationship. I don't think Sally has any bread. I don't know. Now, when it comes to that, a lot of women are feeling some type of way because they're saying because he wants money and he wants child support that he's less than of a man and all this other stuff. And I like how women want to play this game where they say, well, it's not right when it happens to men, so men should automatically hop on a bandwagon and be like, when it's happening to a woman, defend it. No. No, we need a couple chicks to go through what men gone through the one or two is not enough. We need a clear illustration of what men have been going through for a long time now. So more and more women are going to have to see these things happen and whatnot. Now, women are talking about like it's her money and he doesn't deserve it and he's not a man and yada yada yada. But at the same time, many of the same women will say, the situation was flipped, that, you know how it goes. Now, some women will say, I don't believe it should go that way, but that's not the point. It has been that way for years. A lot of men have been raped financially through marriages and through children from child support. So when it comes to that, she married a man that she was more established in. It is what it is. I think black women specifically, are having a hard time dealing with the fact that if they're going to be so awesome and powerful and independent and whatnot, when it comes to the laws, in some cases, you're going to be coming out your pockets too when it's in the wake of a divorce without a prenup. You can watch my video, I'll link it, which has been getting a lot of, more people comment on that video, which I did an upload of the gay white-haired man, Anderson Cooper's. I called the video, I think it's Malimony. Women want equality, now they have it, Malimony, where you have the women on that example doing the same thing, feeling some type of way because they have to pay money to their husbands that they made more than. So it is what it is. Y'all don't have to get used to that. It's a new day. This is the equality you asked for, and now you have it, and now you feel some type of way. But there's a lot of salt being thrown at him for his lack of manhood because of suing her, and then it helps play out the narrative that, he was only with her for money, which he says that's not true. Now, when it comes to the child or whatnot, Sherri Shepard, this is her second child. She actually just fought for custody a couple months back and just won custody of her first son from her first marriage. So this is her second marriage, and she just got custody of her first son, full custody. Her other husband was suing for custody as well in that situation. All right, so here's the dilemma, right? So Sherri Shepard had a lot of abortions, right? She is divorcing her husband, and they're split. They're done. However, the husband says that since we have this surrogate baby that we created and agreed to have, I'm taking full custody because, typically the primary caregiver, the primary breadwinner, doesn't always get the custody of the child. The person who has more time and can give attention to the kid gets it, generally women. He wants custody of the kid, and he wants Sherri Shepherd to pay child support for that child. And Sherri's like, no. She tried to offer him some type of crazy lump sum of like $100,000 possibly, I don't know, but it boiled down to like $600 a month or something like that for so many years or whatever. And he rejected that. He wants that bread. And Sherri's trying to contest it, and she's going into the sparing campaign of, he didn't really love me, he only wanted me for my money, and whatever. Is it a possibility? I don't know, don't care. But it's still the principle is the fact that you created a child, you agreed upon a child to come into this world, and that's my dilemma right there, Now, Lamar says, Sherri Shepard, she did freeze her egg, so I was watching Dr. Boyce Walker's commentary on it, and it was discussed that she actually, I didn't know that, but she did try to freeze her eggs because she knew she wanted more kids in the future, but apparently those frozen eggs didn't work, so they had to go another route with the surrogate. So they tried the frozen eggs, they tried the in vitro first, which is Lamar Sally's, I guess that's his defense, saying that it wasn't like I just tried to get you to have this baby so I could take it and use it. From the get-go, we've always been planning to have children, and we did in vitro, we did the eggs thing, it didn't work. Now, a side note to that conversation, which people are speculating, is it a possibility that, her inability, now she had a child before, so that's one thing. Obviously, she's diabetic, so there's other complications that can cause her being able not to have babies in the future. But, it's a question of, because her first son is autistic, so there's questions of if all those abortions she had in her youth could have put her son in that position to be that way. And also, is it the fact that, she couldn't get pregnant, when she tried to have a baby with him, her current husband or current ex-husband, is because of those abortions too. So it's like, that's always going to be in the back of the mind no matter what. It's like, you told the world you killed a bunch of your children in your youth or whatnot. And, is that a possibility that that's why your son came out autistic? Or is that also a possibility why you couldn't have children in your earlier ages, being that you had one before and he came out autistic? But, most times it's saying that a woman shouldn't have her first kid in her 40s. But Sherri Shepherd didn't have her first kid in her 40s. She had one before. So that's always going to be there no matter what. Is, the situation that you're in, not being able to get pregnant, the vitro didn't work, the frozen eggs didn't work, which is what, in the media, and I have a clip I'll probably upload separately of Susan Patton, the Princeton mom, pointing out how much that stuff, as much as it's marketed, it really doesn't work, and it costs a lot of money, and it's a lot of patience, and they claim a lot of luck involved. So I'll probably upload that clip separately. All right, so the woman you see on the right in the pink, with the pink pregnant selfie, that is the surrogate that Sherri and Lamar chose to carry the baby for 9 months to term. That's one of the two women who helped assist Sherri in procreating, which is crazy. Again, women talk about the science and stuff like that, like, aha, my biological says no, but I've got money, so I can just buy me a baby and pay another woman to get me use her eggs, and I'll pay another woman to carry the baby for me. And we're here, but now, after doing all of that, Sherri has reneged on her agreement, on her 36-page contract that she signed. And because Sherri has reneged on said contract, the lady in the pink, because she lives in California, and we all know from stories on YouTube from men's rights activists or whatever, who live in the state of California, who signed birth certificates for children, even if they were not theirs technically, they become their financial responsibility, because if you sign on that line, it's a legal binding document and it's your baby. The hospital, because Sherri Shepherd did not show up like she was supposed to take custody of the kid, put down, I think her name is Sarah Bartholomew or something like that, this woman in the pink. And now this woman is being, because Lamar Sally filed for like Medicaid or something for the baby for health care, the state of California is coming after her for child support, and the hospital is coming after her for those medical bills. So I guess you can add that to the more dilemma is you paid a woman to help you, signed a contract with her, made an agreement, said this is what we're going to do. When it came time to fulfill that agreement, you backed out, and now because you backed out, another person who clearly, probably doesn't have the money is now being, basically the money you gave her for doing the job is probably all going to have to be used either to pay the child support or to pay the state for the medical expenses. So, that's crazy. Like, again, it's like, to me, this makes more and more sense why Sherri's not on the View anymore, because it's really complicated. It's a lot of drama, right? Your husband's suing you, and the surrogate you use is suing you, And then you gotta think, you wonder if the woman who eggs were used even knows that this is going on. Probably not, because they kind of use that as being honest, but we've also heard stories of people in California who found out who their donor was, which I thought you're not supposed to be able to do that, and end up trying to sue them for child support or whatever. But yeah, it's crazy. Sherri is really on one right
Heard anything from Sherri at all?
I have not heard from her at all, since this whole process began. She's not reached out one time, unfortunately.
That's really sad for LJ, like he's never gonna know who his mom is.
You can't force someone to be a mother, I struggle every day to figure out why she's doing what she's doing to you.
It is stressful for me.
She signed the papers. She wanted to be a mom. This is what we planned. We paid you, and we're here now, and the baby's here. You can't, not want to be a mother. This is what you want.
Happened to me. I just don't understand how she can do that and act like this baby is non-existent. It just blows my mind. But because she doesn't want to be part of the baby's life, I have to pick up all the slack with my name being on the birth certificate of I'm listed, non-custodial parent, medical bills, like little things like that. Like I'm still considered the mother of a child that's not my.
If you could talk to Sherri, what would you say to her?
I would like to see her sign the birth certificate and take responsibility for LJ.
If you could talk to Sherri, what would you say to her?
I would like to see her sign the birth certificate and take responsibility for LJ.